Hello. I'm doing a kind of anniversary stream pregame thing because I couldn't figure out how to do this in VR chat. I wanted to, and I found one map that was like insanely complicated and I couldn't figure out how it worked, and then there was another one that was really good, but it was like presets only. So we're just doing it the old school desktop version. Also, I didn't do an anniversary stream last year because scheduling is hard. So we're doing 2 years worth now, which for anyone who's interested is 61 games, including like one-offs and demos and things, which I don't know if that's a lot or a little. I feel like I play games so slowly now compared to when I streamed, or rather before I streamed. My frame of reference is all off. But hello, Monkey. Hello, Simon. I'm assuming, Simon, that you've seen me saying, like, hey, the VR stuff is Sunday. Because I know you wanted to be around for that. I am just gonna get into it. Happy to talk about whatever with you guys as well, since this is a rare just chatting stream for me. But, you know, I also like games. Wait, what? Yeah. Check pings and stuff in Discord. We're doing it 3 p.m. on Sunday when Aloe would normally stream. And I still don't have an exact game plan yet in terms of like what little games we're gonna play, so feel free to throw suggestions at me. I would have liked to have announced this like a while ago, but I was getting shit together still, so I only announced it like a day or two ago. Okay. For those of you who don't know how this works, by the way, I mean, it's mostly self-explanatory. Like I said, it's the games I played in the order I played them, including repeats. So, like, Genshin is our first one, which 2024 was not... No. 2023 was not the first year I played that, but it was the first game I played in that year. Also not calendar year, but going off of, like, my anniversary date, which is February 19th. I think this was maybe like my game of the year the first year I did this, because I was like, oh, this is so cool, even though it's a gacha and it wants to like suck my wallet dry like a harlot in a strip club. I don't know.
Liberal ass, talking about liberal ass games, liberal
kitty, hello. Anyway, I think I maybe bumped it down to an A eventually. Now it's like solid B for me. Like, it's fine. It's not great, but it's there.
You gonna unmute your mic or what?
Oh, I'm still muted in Discord. Teehee. I forgot I was muted in Discord still.
Lamau.
You didn't miss much. I called you a liberal.
Oh, cool.
The OMG fart noise. This is the reputation you've garnered for yourself.
No, that's just Simon.
Both of you. I think there's a Venn diagram of you and Simon, and in the middle is like gay and farts.
Wow.
Yep, that's just me.
I don't even have a kink for it or anything. I think you're projecting.
No. Mario Kart 8. Haven't played it in a while. I would like to play it again soon because I'm excited for 9. That's also... I don't know if that goes in A or B. Like,
what the fuck are these categories? What is this supposed to mean?
It's S to D, but in gay.
Oh, I was like, what? I was like,
this is the same as how I've always... It's literally just alphabetical with S at the top because Japan, I guess.
S for sex.
Yes. So Mario Kart, I think, is either A or B. I don't know. Nintendo multiplayer stuff doesn't hold my interest as much as it does when I was younger, but I also still think that it's a great package. There's a lot there. He's got a point, Aloe, that anal should not be above cum.
What?
That's what you were saying, right? That cum belongs above anal?
Yeah. Because they kind of go hand in hand in a sense.
Oh, well, no. It goes more like dick and bum.
Wow.
Got him.
No.
Sonic Frontiers, I think maybe like a high C tier.
Mid. Yeah, it was pretty mid.
It was okay. The DLC was also fucking rough because they were like, hey, what if we made this Super Meat Boy for no reason? Meaning hard and like jumpy. He said as for segs, he does love segs. If he were making this tier list, that would be S tier.
Well, it would go Sex, Among Us, Bomboclat, and then probably Commandees, yeah.
Or at least we can agree on Commandees. Cult of the Lamb, I think, is going to be another B tier for me. I'm a little bit biased, unfortunately. Whereas, like, I'm a sucker for big, shiny AAA experiences. And, like, indie games, while delightful and objectively better in some ways, are gonna probably just get rated a little bit lower by me on average. But Cult of the Lamb is fun. Bonus points for free DLC. Bonus points for M pregging Aloe.
What?
Yeah, M had you lay an egg.
In what?
In the sex update in Cult of the Lamb.
Okay.
That by itself, the sex update, points for that.
I don't know a single thing about Cult of the Lamb.
It's Cast the video game, but like a little bit more poopy instead of cute. So you do sheep things, you do cult things. Jedi Survivor. I guess I'm also going to rank these by, like, within the category, within the tier. Jedi Survivor, I think, is maybe going to be another B, like a high B. It was good. I don't know if it was as good as the first one. The open world bloat drags it down a little bit, honestly. Like, I don't think it's a game that really benefits from that, because it's not like Dark Souls. It kind of is. It's kind of like Diet Dark Souls, but it doesn't benefit from running around in the same way that Dark Souls does, because it's still like story based, and so the open world is just kind of like extra shit, evidenced by the fact that I did extra shit off stream. It was one of those games where I'm like, hey, we're doing the main path, and then in my own time I'm gonna like run around and gather seeds to put in the garden and collect all the goober canisters and shit like that. But and the ending was weird too. Very, very like middle of a trilogy. Really, just kind of ended on like a soft, wet part instead of a really satisfying ending.
Soft, wet fart as opposed to a nice and juicy fart.
Yeah, exactly. Looking forward to the third one though. And I mean, it's Star Wars, so you know, easy to make me happy in that regard. 3 p.m. is 6 p.m. PST, right? Yes. The same time... Wait, no. Oh, 3 p.m. PST is 6 p.m. CST. No. 4 p.m. PST. I'll be starting 3 hours earlier than when I started today, if that helps. But I'm pretty sure... Yeah. Well, but I don't know if Simon knows your stream time by heart.
Wait, no. You start 5 hours after me normally.
Normally, but today I started 2 hours early. Plus.
Oh, I see.
But, yeah. So, anyway, put it into Google if you're not sure, but yes, 3 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. CST, which should be...
Just Google search time zone conversion.
I'm confusing myself because I already said some multiple wrong things. 3 p.m. Central Time, which should be 1 p.m. Pacific, I think. Because Pacific should be 2 hours behind me. And I know that because Shiro. Period. I know that because Shiro.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom. That is gonna be an A above Mario Kart for me. It doesn't... Tears of the Kingdom was weird. It didn't feel nearly as exciting as Breath of the Wild because it built upon that foundation a lot. But I think it, in doing so, is like a better game overall. Just because it's like, you know, they give you the sandbox of stuff and then it's like, here's another sandbox's worth of sand in your sandbox. And it's like, cool, awesome, good. Story was cool. I do think they need to do something next game. Like, I don't think they can just do Breath of the Wild 3. But it was good. And I'm excited to see Little Man play some more of it with Mr. Bomb soon.
Yes. Next weekend, question mark?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I need to message her.
Final Fantasy 16. That's probably highest B so far for me. I like lost interest a little bit at first, / got distracted. I played like the first half of the game and I was like, eh. And then I came back and I was like, wait, shit, this is really good. Granted, you know, I think it, after doing the thing a lot of games do where they kind of hook you with some really interesting shit right away, they then like built up and it just like kept getting better over time. Honestly, I don't remember though. I'm trying to think if the demo bit was at the beginning of the game and then I think it was. I think you did like the demo bit where you have the Phoenix Ifrit fight and then in the actual proper game they did that and then they were like, but back in time and we'll like catch up to that point eventually. There's a term for that. I don't remember what it's called, but it was really cool. Canonical gay kissing in a Final Fantasy game. My face won. Game of Thrones aspects of it, you know, like the political and sex intrigue and stuff.
Hey, spoilers. Hey, spoilers.
Bruh. And also the feature it introduced with like, where you could like press a button at any time to just go into like an appendix and be like, they're throwing around a lot of proper nouns. What does this thing mean again? Great. I think that's shown up in a couple games since then. I want that in every game for the rest of the time. But like most games, you can't do that mid cutscene.
Is appendix the right word? That's the useless organ in your body.
No, appendix like a library of information.
That doesn't feel like a real thing.
Specifically, I believe an appendix refers to the bit at the beginning of a book where it's like, Chapter 1 is on this page, Chapter 2 is on this page, blah, 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 blah. Hello, Nova.
That's not an appendix, that's a table of contents.
Also a glossary. What an appendix is a part in a book, right? I'm not crazy.
Appendix is a part of your body.
It can be multiple things, you goober. Anyway, hi Nova. The categories aren't like one is better than the other. It's like S, A, B, C, D, but then I made it gay. Maybe appendix is at the back? The appendix is when the author wants to include details. Hold on, I clicked on it and it went away. Wants to include details the reader may find fascinating but would otherwise break up the story. So yeah, I was literally using it correct. Where it's you're pausing to get extra info. Slash at the end. Okay. So I was kind of right about that too. But it's so good because Final Fantasy 16 is one of those games. And like Aloe, when you play it properly, I know that you're going to appreciate this because they're going to throw 17 proper nouns at you and you're going to be like, wait, the Kingdom of Art Gooberton, which one is that? And then you can like press a button and be like, oh yeah, it's that one. It just really helps contextualize everything.
Yeah.
Pikmin 4. That is going to be another A tier for me. I'm bummed they never did any DLC with it. I'm sure it's too late now unless they do like a Pikmin 4 Deluxe Edition on Switch 2 or something. Great additions to everything. It's held back a little bit by the fact that it's too easy. like even me not using any of the items basically the whole game, it's still really easy because Ochi, your dog, kind of just makes it brain dead. I also would have really liked like some sort of mission mode like in Pikmin 2. You got a teeny bit of that like in the single player, but I mean also the fact that it wasn't co-op is a shame. I was really hoping for that. It's A tier for me. Okay, bitch, but which one? It's anal tier, Simon. That one. Fortnite.
S tier.
No.
S tier.
No.
S tier. It's got Miku in.
By the way, I'm debating for S tier if I might do 2. Previously, S tier was like I have to pick my one favorite. I'm thinking I do 2. Well, no, because I
3 and 4.
No, because it's from 2 years of streaming. So since I'm doing kind of a double booking here, I'm thinking I pick one S tier from each year. Fortnite's
got to be this year's.
Fortnite's C tier.
No.
To my chagrin, I enjoy playing it with friends, but I'm disgusted that it exists. And I will go on record every time I mention Fortnite as saying, like, leader in terms of doing bad things to the gaming industry.
You are disrespecting the GOAT. Miku is literally in the game.
I would rate it higher if it had Hank Hill in it, but he's not in it yet. Baldur's Gate 3. I only played like 12 hours of this with Park. We didn't get very far because he's a hard goober to nail down. That said, still highest A tier for me so far. Possibly A tier for 2023. It's really good. Ballin'. Hi, not Simon. Watcher. Hi, Watcher. Yeah, I'm super impressed at just like how in-depth it is. I got to make a really hot boy, so that helps. It just feels good. I have not really played a lot of D&D stuff, and that really scratched that itch for me. And I want to do more, so I either need to wrangle Park, I need to like hog tie him and sit him down, or play it with Mom or Pat or somebody. I need to play more Baldur's Gate. Pokemon. What's that?
Baldur's Gate.
Balls Gate.
That's Bill Gates' cousin.
Yeah. Pokemon Violet. I'm really conflicted about where to put this. I think right now probably high C tier. Obviously, I love Pokemon. They do a lot of good shit consistently. Like, the creature designs are good. The music is good. It just makes me happy. But wow, what a mess this one was. Like, this has been discussed ad nauseum. Y'all know it. Even Alan knows it, and he hates Pokemon. You can hardly play the game. It runs at like 2 polygons per second. I'm hoping ZA is better. We'll find out in like a week, I guess, on Pokemon Day when they'll inevitably tell us stuff.
Zaza.
And then also Gen 10 hopefully will be good.
Pokemon Zaza. It's crazy.
Do we know why it's even ZA? The Z is for Zygarde, obviously. Is the A for
Z is the last letter of the alphabet, and A is the first letter of the alphabet.
Well, the 6th gen of Pokemon, Aloe was X and Y, and there was also like, and there's Pokemon that correspond to those letters, and then there's like a Z Pokemon that never got his own game, so this is that. The A could either be Arceus, he's the guy from the last Legends game, or
no.
They could be, there's a guy called AZ, so it could be like his name in reverse. I don't know. It means something.
It's in honor of Gen Z and Gen Alpha.
Pokemon Gen Z, what would that even be? They already gave us smartphones.
Yeah, they give you iPhones. And then X and Y, like that's Gen X and Millennials. So they give you cottagecore Patreon pages. Not Patreon, Pinterest pages.
For the record, they do 100% for real give you iPhones as a Gen 8 Pokemon.
Holy. I can't wait to play games on my phone.
Do you know what a Pokedex is? If I say Pokedex, does that mean anything to you?
And the little guy who tells me things.
Yeah, so that has the design of that little doodad has changed over time, and eventually they were just like, okay, we're giving you a smartphone Pokedex, and there's a Pokemon that possesses machines called Rotom, and he goes in there, so it's a Rotom phone. And then you plug your phone into a bike, and you get a Rotom bike.
Did I have that in Moon?
You had an older version of that where it wasn't a smartphone, but it was Rotom in a Pokedex.
Oh.
So he was on your bottom screen and he yapped at you.
I don't want the iPhone Pokedex.
Pokemon comes out with 2 dual copies, so you have to buy more. First Gen gave us 4 copies of the same game, and more so regional locks at one point, even remade twice. I really hope they're not going to stop doing that because it makes them money, but we can be done with dual versions. I'm ready to be done. At least they do DLC now instead of a 3rd version or something. Destroy All Humans 2. That's probably B tier. Solid, fun for what it is, but a smaller experience overall. I appreciate the chance to probe people. I do really hope they remaster the other ones. I want to do the one where you play as Lard Lad or whatever. The he's like a donut mascot. Spider-Man 2. That's going to be another A tier. I don't know if that goes above or below Baldur's Gate. This is just Game of the Year awards discussion last year. Lard Lad from The Simpsons. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. In Destroy All Humans 3, you put your UFO in a big donut mascot guy. He's holding a big donut. He the sign or whatever. But then you run around as him and shoot lasers and destroy humans and stuff. I think for me, I'm gonna put Spider-Man above Baldur's Gate for now, given that I played it to completion. I really like Spider-Man. It's really close between that and Baldur's Gate. Mario Wonder, I think, is A tier between Pikmin and Kart. I'm gonna pick that up because that's another one I started with Park and never finished. But I'm gonna pick that up and play that with a Goober sometime soon.
Which game? I'm half here and half.
Yeah. Mario Bros. Wonder.
Oh yeah, I have it. I actually bought it now. We just need to arrange.
That's another one where even though I've only played a little bit, based off of that plus just knowing how it is, it's doing a lot of really good shit. It's inventing new things. It's another one of those Mario games that's saturated with game mechanics to the point where they could use them way longer if they wanted to, but they don't because they're just throwing so much new good stuff at you. And the art style is really cute and expressive, and I like that. Yeah, so Simon, I don't know if I'm getting the name right. I don't remember what the name of the thing in Destroy All Humans is, but it's basically Lard Lad. You pilot a Lard Lad and destroy humans. Cyberpunk. Somewhere in B tier, I think.
Liberal take.
What, you want an A?
A tier. I think it's way above B tier.
Oh yeah, Nova, you really like it too.
When it came out, sure. But now, nah, it's peak now. It's one of my favorite games. Well,
so, I've gone through and played the DLC. Specifically, that's what I played on stream, the base game I played before I was streaming. I was one of the rare few who played it at launch and did not have many glitches because I played it on a Series X. The only thing I remember is there was one point where the palm trees were kind of having funny geometry distortions, and that was a little bit goofy, but then I I don't even know if I had stopped and saved and reloaded. It just like went away at some point. And then there was like one quest flag issue, but not a big deal. But as is often the case with this type of game for me, I feel like you start to see the restrictions. Like it first you open it up and it's like, oh wow, big world, I can like do anything, and it's like, no, I can do like 5 things.
But like, I think that like open world as a concept is kind of flawed to begin with. And a lot of the time, open world games aren't really open worlds. There's no point really even.
Did we play the same game? I don't know. Maybe this is like my preference for fantasy over sci-fi. You know, like if it was fantasy, would I have liked it more? Maybe. I didn't dislike it. It's just that I don't know. I was not. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't cumming my pants about it.
It's effectively just like futuristic, like GTA 5.
Yeah.
Like and that is about as open world as an open world can get, in my opinion. So
sure, but to me though, for context, that isn't a great sell. Like I don't put GTA in high regard.
But come on, it's way better than a B. Come on.
Open world sandboxes with dialogue are 2 different things. That's true. It's not like Assassin's Creed runner on the map. It is more of a. Well, I don't know if I'd say sandbox either. It's somewhere in there. The semantics. I don't know. I know you guys also really like it, so maybe we'll say low A tier. And also, you know, as always, this is mostly me being a dictator and doing what I want, but you can convince me a little bit, and so I will be convinced in this case to put Cyberpunk in A.
Good.
Persona 5 Tactica.
Persona 5 Testicles.
That's low B, high C. I'm not sure exactly. Let's say high C. The drink.
That I only know about because I saw it once when I was there, and I was like, this is the most orange thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Persona 5 Tactica was fine. You know, with Persona as a base, that's very strong. The tactical element, not as much, and it also suffered a lack of variety. Also, I wasn't a huge fan of the fact that you could only have a couple party members. Because I really like that aspect of like Fire Emblem and stuff. The fact that you can have a ton of people and move them around. So it felt very constraining to only have 3, which is in fact less than a normal party in Persona. They did the whole little like make a triangle and then blow up everybody in the middle thing. So I guess that's why this 4 would have maybe been too easy. But I don't know if that mechanic justifies. You know, they could have done other stuff with more members. Undertale Yellow. That's probably gonna be B tier under Cult of the Lamb. Persona 5P is the same as 4Q. What is 5P? There's 5 Royal and there's 5 Tactica.
Penis.
Oh, and well, then there's Strikers, but that's not a P. 5 Pinors. Yeah, that's when you go to 5 Guys and you get the 5 Pinors.
Wow.
5T. Okay, right. Yeah. Granted, I would say that the Q games, and I haven't played Etrian Odyssey, which is what it's crossed over with. Those feel like a better realized fusion. Tactica feels like a subpar tactics game with, again, Persona, which is really good. Persona Q, you're like, for anyone who doesn't know and doesn't know what Etrian Odyssey is, because I barely do, it's like, it was on the DS, so your top screen is like a first-person view of a dungeon, like old old roguelike-y dungeons where you like move one tile at a time, and so then you're moving through this tile map, and you're also, you know, drawing stuff on the map, which is cool. You're unlocking routes and making things change and stuff, and so that was interesting and compelling to me. Plus, again, the Persona gameplay, which was mostly how it normally is, except there was like a front row and a back row. And you also had more party members, and more party members feels cool. So it basically did the things I wanted Tactica to do in the context of a different genre. But back on Undertale Yellow, that was a fan-made prequel to Undertale. And it was really, really well done. I was delighted consistently. Some of the bosses were a little bit tough, but I mean, that's Undertale too, so I'm not really going to hold that against it. I haven't played any other fan games. I know there's a million, but that definitely gets my seal of approval and recommendation for y'all to check it out. How loud is the music, by the way? I feel like it should maybe be a little bit quieter. I'm going to bump it down a little bit. I really just want it there for slight background noise, not to take forefront or anything. Next one is God of War Ragnarok, specifically the Valhalla DLC, because I played the main game in an earlier year. This is also going to be somewhere in B tier, probably bottom of B tier, but not because there's anything wrong with it, just because it's tiny. They had a whole ass game, and then they were like, hey, what if we made an extra mode where we roguelitified it and added in like some like additional story beats and like basically Kratos doing therapy. Kind of spiritually succeeded in my mind by Elden Ring Night Rain, which is now roguelitifying another game that was not previously one. And I think that's really cool, and I want lots and lots and lots of games to do that. Cyberpunk, to get back on that, you know, lots of different stuff you can do. You may not experience a lot of it, right? In terms of like weapons and combat and stuff, because you're going to go down the path you go down and not necessarily respec and change. And that's like every game, right? Which is exactly why I want every game to have like a roguelite mode, so that you can just like play around with a sandbox of weapon options. Lethal Company. Probably another B tier. Debating where I want it in B tier. What?
I'd say a bit higher up. Like I don't know. I think it's really fun with friends, and made a banger video on the main channel. So
yeah, I told you that I'd like to play more of it. We should do that at some point. It's not terribly big in terms of breadth of content, but it is really replayable.
Oh, it's a lot bigger now. We haven't played it since, like, when we played it, it was still kind of new. There is so much more to the game now.
Sure. I'll maybe put that like above Cult of the Lamb, around there-ish. Kind of middle of B tier.
Damn, that's crazy. Genshin taking the reins.
But I mean, like, for as shitty as Genshin is, it also does a lot of good stuff.
Such as gambling.
Well, the gambling's the shitty part, but it's like, it's like with Pokemon, it's like balancing the shitty stuff versus like amazing art direction, amazing music, really cool character. Like every Genshin character, as someone who's thinking about on the daily, like VTuber design shit, every character is like a banger VTuber design. And of course, you know, they have teams of professionals doing that, but like, that's very impressive to me. Airiku. Crisis Core Reunion. That probably top of C tier. It's a remake. It's a remake of a PSP game at the end of the day.
True. but I would put it like low B tier personally. I think it's better than a C. Just like, if not for the gameplay or whatever, purely for the fact that like it gives a lot of context to the story of the following games.
Yeah. For me, that maybe feels a little bit less impactful because I knew all that stuff already, but I agree that learning that context somewhere is important. I mean, I guess I didn't know everything, but I knew like the big stuff.
Low B tier, low B tier.
We can do a low B tier. It's this is another case of like nothing against it, but it's just like it's a PSP game. What do you expect? The combat is like the same after 10 minutes. I got so overpowered really quickly that the whole game was kind of a snooze fest. Negative points for dumb minigames. Yeah, I don't know. Dead Space Demake, which no one has ever heard of unless you saw me play this. It's a teeny little indie thing. I don't believe it's the same dev as anything else on here. It's in the same spirit as that Bloodborne demake I played a while ago. And I feel it feels mean and disrespectful towards the dev who probably worked very hard to like put it in D tier, but it's like a 20-minute proof of concept, and that's the only reason why. Is that, again, in terms of breadth of content, 20 minutes in and out. Yeah, not much else to say there.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Bomb. Are you finished with those errands?
Yes, I picked up the medicine drug.
Wow.
Only stupid people take the medicine drug.
It's PS1-like, but nice to see what it could have been. Yeah, I love this genre of like faux PS1 games. But there are others who have done more with it, like Nightmare Cart, which we'll get to in a bit.
Oh, I love the like PS1 aesthetic, like graphics.
Yeah.
Ultra Kill really pilled me on that art style.
I know that name, but I don't remember. I'm not putting a face to it.
Schizophrenia the game.
It's a boomer shooter.
Meaning what, like Doom?
Yes. Yeah. Very
Okay.
fast paced.
I don't know if boomer is a term or if you're just like calling it a boomer.
No, that's what the boomer shooter is a legit term.
Boomer,
Okay.
boomer, not in the term of like baby boomers, but boomer is in the term of like things go
Boom. Right, okay. It's a strafe
also-
shooter. Right.
Also, why is the list? Why is this the list? I just looked.
It's my gay list. Everybody comes in here and has a problem with anal and cum. You all know what you signed up for by coming to this place.
I never said I had a problem with that. I said
No, I do.
I said like, I would have some better words for this. Is what I think.
I am starting to question why you guys get a month now.
Hey,
Well, listen, we may not. We'll see how it goes this year.
Oh, I got you.
my suggestions were sex, Among Us, Bomberclat, Cunty, and probably D's. So.
Well, you can't have cunty and C.
Wow, Alaprax foregoing cum? Crazy.
Oh, what else am I going to put there?
Damn.
Cum.
Okay, but Cunty's a funnier word.
Man, I can't believe this. Actually, this is like a very good list. I actually agree with everything you have here so far.
Yeah, we've had a little.
Convincing of some of these things.
Alex wants Genshin lower. They convinced me to put Cyberpunk up a bit. They convinced me to put Crisis Core Remake up a bit. But like, you know, generally this is mostly what I am thinking.
Bro,
Are
it
you-
catches me off guard when you say my real name.
Excuse me, princess. I try to say hello, but sometimes the real one pops out.
You have a problem with cum.
Rollin' Rascal. I played the demo. The actual game is not out yet. I don't know when it's coming out. That is probably low B for me. This is like indie Sonic. This is someone being like, hey, shouldn't Sonic be about going fast and not bumping into things every 2 seconds? Yes, it should. And so it's very like flowy and open, and it feels really cool to play.
That reminds me, I always wanted to try Freedom Planet, which is that one game that's like very heavily, extremely Sonic inspired. I always like its art style. I kind of want to give it a look at some point.
I don't know if I know Freedom Planet.
It's pretty old, if I remember correctly. I think it's
So's Joe.
Wow, so mean to me. I recognize the cat at least as a cat connoisseur.
It's 2014. So not it's old in the sense of it's older than I was in high school when this game came out.
Wow. Celeste 64. That is another kind of smallish demo thing. I believe it was by the actual devs of Celeste. And they were just like...
64?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just Celeste. Hold on, what the fuck is this?
No, so actual Celeste is like a 2D Meat Boy thing. Anything with difficult platforming, I'm gonna call Meat Boy like. And Celeste 64 was then being like, hey, what if we made like a little for funsies 3D version of it? And, you know, a couple hours worth of content.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it gets a little bit hard at bits, but definitely check it out. That's probably low C tier. Little bit difficult, not terribly long, but like a fun little experience.
Chat, if any of you haven't played Celeste, please go play Celeste. That's a very fun game. Also,
yeah, I was bummed to hear that the next thing the devs were working on like fell through.
Oh, that sucks. They're really talented.
Also, it's gay.
Well, no, it's not gay. It's trans.
It's LGBT.
Yeah. Like the entire plot is just an allegory for being transgender.
Yeah.
It's very on the nose allegory too. It's like,
yeah.
It's weird that some people were like, "It is." It's like, come on, man.
I mean, I'm not. There's always gonna be that. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is really good. The question is where.
I'm still not done.
No spoilies, no worries. Yeah, without saying anything about spoilies, gameplay is good. For having a bunch of mini games, honestly, pretty good. Story's good too. Just good all around. Excellent, well delivered package. I think, again, just in fairness to what I've actually done, I'm gonna put it above Baldur's Gate. But like, Spider-Man, Final Fantasy, Baldur's Gate, those are all like in a tier together with me, like very top of A. Well, once we get everything else ranked, Simon, then I will pick my two S tiers for the 2 years that this is containing.
I hear that game has Cloud in it.
It does. He even gets shirtless.
What?
It
Oh,
does.
man.
I wish you could say it like that.
Hi, Tig. Well, I think I told you information about shirtlessness, right?
Possibly.
Okay.
I told you information about shirtless.
Well, you know, both because he is how he is and he really loves that game, I really am stepping on eggshells to make sure that I don't say something and upset him.
No. I get you. It's just that's a funny way of saying that. I explained shirtlessness. So, you ever take off a shirt?
No, not really.
Oh.
Sonic Adventure
the only
2.
time you will catch me shirtless is in the shower, TBH.
I mean, well, I would never catch you in the shower. I would not peek.
The only time you would hypothetically catch me shirtless is in the hypothetical shower.
Is it when you're hypothetically riding dirty?
Well, he's riding clean if he's in the shower.
Yeah, I wouldn't be listening to that song in the shower anyways.
Well, you wouldn't be singing it.
No, I have other music on.
Damn. What do you sing in the shower?
He doesn't sing.
Well, I mean, I kind of hum along to what I'm listening to. I just have a Bluetooth speaker in my bathroom.
You guys ever do that thing where like the shower is raining down on you and you like look up into it like Vegeta when it's raining, and then you do like an AMV in your head?
I thought you were trying to go into like a rain on me thing there for a minute.
No.
Same.
I forgot that you're straight.
What?
Wait, what's
I
that?
didn't.
I don't
I
even know
didn't
what you're
forget, but you know,
Wait,
I
no,
don't
what do you, hold on, what do you mean by Rain on Me? Are
the
we
Lady
thinking of
Gaga
the same
song.
thing here? Nope, I'm not thinking of the same song you are. I'm thinking of the one by... Ah, fuck, I'm gonna have to find it now.
Are you thinking of
Rain by SWV is what I was thinking of.
Oh.
Doesn't
No,
ring a
I
bell.
was.
Listen to that song, it fucking bangs. Listen to that song.
Alright, I will have that song on in the background.
Rain by SWV. Put
But
that shit on.
I was thinking of Vegeta looking up in the rain before he goes Super Saiyan for the first time.
Okay, Sonic Adventure 2. Somewhere in B tier, I think. I would have put this in A tier once upon a time, but I can definitely tell it is showing its age a bit. I think...
I've heard this song. This song does slap.
Yeah.
maybe like above God of War and Destroy All Humans. I didn't even do like the Chow Garden stuff on stream. I just zipped through the story. I really like Sonic Adventure 2. The vibes are immaculate. You can tell, given that they made Sonic Movie 3 as Sonic Adventure 2 coded as they could.
Hello with the 2010 songs? This album came out in like 1997. What do you mean? Hold on. When did this album come out?
Did Childish
Yeah,
Gambino
1997 is
sample
when that came out.
the song? Wait, did Childish Gambino sample the song?
I wouldn't put it past
Baited.
Its beat sounds
What do you mean
really
baited?
familiar.
Simon baited you.
That wasn't bait.
That's
That
not
was
bait.
just false information.
just being incorrect.
I think
just
Simon's just
wrong.
understanding the joys of twink harassment.
Okay, that's me. That's not harassment, that's just bullshit.
Dragon Age Origins. That's probably also going to be somewhere in B tier. Really similar to Sonic Adventure 2. Like, it's real good, but it shows its age.
I like
Yeah,
that
also
game.
you said Simon.
Oh, you guys are both pink. I fucking get you confused. I'm sorry.
Holy racism.
I'm pink. I can say that. I'm pink.
Holy racism. Okay.
What did I do? I'm
Wow.
playing Doom. No, you're fine, Bubby. I'm just being
I-
pink racist.
I will say, Dragon Age Origins,
Yes.
100% correct, Joe. That game
Yeah.
is very good, but man, it is like one of the worst aged games I've played.
I wouldn't even go that far. I wouldn't say it's like badly aged. It's just aged. Like, for context, I'm not even playing it. It's mom playing it and I'm backseating. But I'm just like, I'm seeing the age of it a bit more. And it's especially apparent with like Veilguard being out this year.
I mean, I should say, I did play it on Xbox 360, so that kind of does that is kind of my fault.
Well, I mean, no, we're playing it on my Series X, but it's the same thing. Like, it's still clunky.
Right, but like controlling it with that game was not made to be played with a controller. It is very apparent.
Yeah, I mean, I've always played them on console, but yeah, one is the
SA2
most
should
like
be D tier.
PC-ish. No, I know you don't like SA2, but no.
should be D tier.
Wait,
No.
why don't you like Sonic Adventure 2?
It's aged so horrendously, and yet people
That
are still
is-
like, "Oh my god, it's incredible."
That is ridiculous to say, especially compared to Sonic Adventure 1.
They both aged
One
badly.
is a lot lower for me than 2, personally.
I don't mean in terms of like anything going on in the game. I just mean it's fucking awful to control.
He had a rough time with it on stream, Hirsch.
It's fine. It's still
It's
a
not.
solid game overall. I have
I
to
played it on
heavily disagree on
Dreamcast.
that.
I played it on Dreamcast. Remember, I didn't play the remake or remaster on GameCube.
I mean, well, that's the worst version.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's what I told
And
him.
But that is the game at the end of the day.
Well, okay. No. I'm saying the GameCube one is the worst version.
If you emulate it, it's
Oh,
hard.
yeah, I played it
I
on-
didn't emulate it.
I played it originally on
It-
GameCube, and then on stream I played it on the 360 version on my Series X, which mostly was how I remembered it, other than when I got to the very final boss and I was trying to pop his pimples. Like, I was hitting it, but I wasn't hitting it. And I was like, this... I don't remember ever feeling this bullshit.
I initially
I
played
played
it
it on
on 360.
I played it on Dreamcast.
You're rating Tears? Finally, someone who understands my humor and instead of just calling me slurs.
I didn't call you a slur, but I will.
No, I did. I didn't say it, but I was thinking it.
Exactly.
I didn't say it, but I would, if not for the TOS.
Yeah. The War Turtle? What does that mean?
That's one of the bosses, I think.
Oh, should have.
Oh, yeah, the Bio Lizard, yes, the War Turtle.
I never beat that fucker. I just gave up. I was like, I don't feel like it. It's too much effort.
Yeah, the music was too emo for you. You're like, your emo meter overloaded Souls style, and you fell over and died.
Fuck do you mean? I don't even listen to emo music.
Yeah, close enough.
You didn't beat the ultimate life form.
Well, no, he was the ultimate life form.
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't beat the fucking lizard guy. I couldn't be bothered.
He was on the first part with like where he was a shadow ball on you. He didn't like that.
It was too much of a nightmare.
I
The
beat my
Dreamcast
life form
version
until
is the
ultimate.
biggest pain.
Another Crab's Treasure is definitely A tier for me. That was really good. Probably between Pikmin and Marty Wonder.
That game.
It's a good entry point to Souls-likes. It's a little bit easier. It's kind of opposite of Elden Ring, because Elden Ring is a good entry point because it's so big and wide that if you like have trouble, you can just go somewhere else. This is a lot smaller and more focused, which is good for different reasons. And it's real cute, and it feels like you're playing Finding Nemo or something.
Yeah.
And it only took me like 14 hours to like 100%-ish it. So check that out. It's on Game Pass if anyone has Game Pass. Easy recommend. And the credit song is really cute.
That's one of those games where I'm like, oh, you need to try a Souls game, and then he'll be like, if I try any Souls game, it'll be, first he said Lies of P, and then he said another Crab's Treasure, and then I'm like, oh, it's on sale, you should play it. No.
I do need to cram in Lies of P real soon since the DLC is coming out.
I need to cram Go into a trash compactor.
Yo.
Friendship dynamic. Which one needs to get crammed into a trash compactor?
Boy,
it annoys me so much when he's like, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy this media that you enjoy, Mr. Baum, and I'm like, in this way, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just glad you're getting into it, and then he just doesn't.
Aloe, it means I see parallels between Hershey and Go and me and you.
Yes.
Exactly.
We are two sides of a four-sided coin.
They're us from an alternate straight universe.
There's the gay coin and the straight coin.
Straight coin.
Also, for some reason, you also race swapped.
Right. Yeah, we're from the white gay dimension. You guys are from the not white straight dimension.
The straights of
they're
color dimension.
straight. I know, right? Crazy reveal.
What do you mean?
Watcher.
No, we have a device.
Watcher, shut up.
We have a diverse friendship group.
Watcher, I'm gonna kill you for that one.
The gaydar always went off.
Yeah. Wow.
Your gaydar must be very inaccurate. Huh?
Yeah. You might want to check its batteries or something.
Mine is too. Don't worry.
Speaking, you know what? I can probably scoot this down for now also because we're not even on S tier yet. So that will let you guys see more of the bottom.
Recalibrate it for me. I can't. That shit don't work.
I'm off the clock.
Hot take. Final Fantasy 14 D tier.
Yeah. Okay.
MMOs are a really hard sell for me at a base level, and I did not get far enough to get to the good stuff. I'm in like shitty fetch quest zone at the beginning.
That is a hot take. I would not tell Tutu that.
This is heavily colored by my own 4 hours or so playing it, and I know that it's not fair, and I know that if I played more, it would go up. But it's just, you know, I don't know. That's where it is for me right now. Maybe if I play more, it'll rise.
What if I just tell Tutu that and then give him a kiss afterwards to make up for it?
Catboy kissing.
He would probably I don't know. All right, I'll try it and I'll let you know.
Yeah, pass on the info.
Yeah.
It does get points for letting you run around as a naked cat boy, but it loses some of those points because you can't be naked right away. You have to like unlock nudity. Well, I say naked, like with underwear, but you know, mostly naked.
You have to earn your gooning, Joe.
Exactly.
True.
Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake is definitely going to be super high A tier. I don't know if I can put it above like Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, but that is a game that I would have pre-remake already said is like nearly perfect, and then they gave it a remake and it's really pretty. You have new music options. Admittedly, I like the old better, but like choices are cool. And they even added in like a few new bells and whistles as well. So like super high points and praise. Everybody needs to play that for sure. And it also just in like the specific context in which I played it, which I sort of did in between streams, but it was Mom mainly playing it. It was really fun to like share that with her and also have her be delighted by it to the point where she like wants to play more. She's like, oh, I miss Paper Mario. So we'll probably do 64 at some point. Nightmare Cart probably is going to be another C tier just for smallish content, but it's a much more effectively realized version of like the faux PS1 thing. They made Bloodborne Mario Kart, and then for copyright reasons they had to change the name and like reskin it a little bit, but it's basically still just Bloodborne Kart. It is really cool, and the music is really cool. But for like an indie racer, that's a hard sell for me to just like rate it super high in general. Because, I don't know, I said the same thing about that Sonic Crossworlds game, which incidentally I got a beta key for, so maybe I'll stream that tomorrow for like 2 hours or something before Aloe's stream. It's like, I don't know. Do we need other things that are Mario Kart that just like aren't quite as good? Probably not. And that's more directed at Sonic, for the indie dev who made this, who also made the original like Bloodborne remake thing. I'm certainly not telling them don't make cool little things, because like, yes, absolutely you should, but just in terms of my preferences, C tier. I think it actually just got a little update, like some new courses and characters or something. So it's cool that they're like continuing to support it. Next Kart Racer, but it does take a lot from another concept. I don't even mind that, because like I wouldn't rate something lower for just being like a Pokemon clone inherently. Like if they don't do as good of a job, yes, which is admittedly probably all of them. But like if I like the concept, I like the concept. This one I'm just like, the concept is a harder sell. Mario Kart is only up where it is because it's got that like Nintendo peakness baked into it. Elden Ring, specifically the DLC, Erd Tree. That is going to be A tier. Probably right next to Crab's Treasure. Pretty meaty DLC. Could have been a game in its own right. And it was good. It was more Elden Ring. I don't really remember having too many gripes up until the final boss, which is, gripe isn't exactly the right way to put it. It was pretty tough, and I did have to like stop stream and then come back and do it, but it didn't. I think that was it. Like I stopped streaming and then I came back and I did it next time after like an hour. It wasn't that bad, with a little bit of respecing and practice.
I do have some very small things that were like meh with the DLC, but for the most part, it's insanely good.
Yeah.
One of my big issues is it's like, what do you mean? There's only 4 mandatory bosses in the entire DLC.
Yeah, obviously, like I did all the stuff I could because that's how I am. But it is weird that you can skip like 80% of the DLC if you want.
Yeah, most of it. Yeah, Bale is optional. Mother of Fingers is optional. Fucking Midra, Lord of Frenzied Flame is optional, and I'm like, all those bosses are the coolest shit.
He was a little bit of a pain too in regards to me having like some notes on tuning the bosses. Oh,
who,
and
Midra?
as a general thing, pissed me off that like every boss was like, hey, you can go in and try to summon, but then they're gonna like jump across the map and kill you. It's like, can we not just like let me summon and then they come at me?
You can. The thing is, you can kind of cheat. Like, you can kind of cheese that. Like for Radon, for example, I discovered if you take like 2 steps to the right, he'll take a few steps towards you, but if you walk in and immediately summon, then yeah, he will just instantly leap at you. But if you take a couple steps to the right, he will try to take a few steps towards you, and that gives you just enough time to summon and then dodge the thing. You do have the ability to do it, but if you just do it right out the door, they're gonna instantly jump you. I mainly also have a lot of problems with it just feels like they introduce a lot of weapons and a lot of them are not great.
Sure.
Some of them are really good, some of them are insanely fun, but a lot of them just are like
But kind of thinking ahead to Night Rain, like now we have a sandbox to play with all those. Zenless.
I never really used guns, and I'm like,
that was in Bloodborne Cart.
Like, yeah.
I'm not sure what the code comment was about though. I missed when that popped up.
I mean, it's more. I think they're referring to the thing I was talking about with Radon.
Cheesing it.
Like it's somewhat of an exploit, but
For Elden Ring. Okay, right.
I dig that stuff though, so I won't. I can't knock that for it.
Yeah. Zenless is basically just Genshin with, I would say, better combat, so it goes slightly above it.
It's Genshin I actually feel like playing and probably should go back to play.
It does need men, though. There's a severe lack. Genshin also is like mostly women for gooners, but they have, you know, they added a jock boy and a puppy boy, and hence me getting sucked into this whole MiHoYo thing in the first place. Zenless doesn't have enough men. They've had like 1 5-star man that they added besides Boy Fail, but he was free, so I don't count him almost.
I think that's a fair complaint. I haven't kept up too much with it, except for the art I see on Twitter, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's very cool. But for the most part, I really liked what I did play of it, and I should probably go back to it, because I didn't even finish the stuff from like when the game first dropped.
Yeah, I've in both Genshin and Zenless, I've fallen behind on like anything that's not time gated. I basically keep up with the time gated stuff, and like the open world and side quests and stuff have piled up a bit. But it's there if I ever want to just like veg out. Super Mario RPG is gonna go somewhere in B tier.
Hey, we played that together.
Yeah. Maybe like above Cult of the Lamb and Lethal Company. Nothing wrong with it. As to why it's not rated higher. It's good, but it was the first Mario RPG, and even as a remake, it shows its age. It's not nearly as timeless in my mind as like Paper Mario is. Also a bit shorter. And you know, not that I overvalue time. I don't want every game to be super map bloat Assassin's Creed stuff, but when something is like, well, you know, I would say this is succinct, which isn't bad, but I'm also like, okay, but what if I want more? And so when games give me that, that's something I'll give points for.
As I've gotten older, I really like shorter games a lot more, but it did feel really short for an RPG, because it feels like you get like 2 hours of having every member of your party.
Yeah, the opening really felt like it dragged a bit. I remember, I don't know if I would say all three of us, but in general, some of us were expressing that sentiment.
It's one of the few cases where I'm like, this game should have been longer, because it's like, you get, what's the last party member you get? It's like Bowser, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
He comes like halfway through the game.
I would a little more than half.
Maybe, yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I feel like a majority of the game, you should have all of your party, so that you
Agreed.
can test different. You can mix and match and test with different things, which is, I don't know. I mean, the one game type I will fully understand if it's extremely long like that are turn-based RPGs where you're
Yeah.
like team building. That's like the one game type where I'm like, okay, if it's like 100 hours or something like how Persona is, I get it. You kind of need it to be that long.
Right.
But if it's like any open world RPG where it's like you're just controlling one guy, I'm like, it doesn't have to be 100 hours.
Yeah, and that's also like the depth of like what you can customize, and even the story. Everything is just like a little bit simpler here, and so that's why it's not as high for me.
Yeah, it's hard on rails.
Next we have the SpongeBob games. Battle for Bikini Bottom. Let's say maybe like bottom of B tier, because it's
their bottom of B tier.
it's just like a collectathon, but it's SpongeBob, which is, you know, it's fun. It's not like my favorite collectathon ever. In fact, I'd probably put it pretty low since those are typically like a very good genre, but it was competent. And then Cosmic Shake was not as good, and that stripped back on the collectathon. It was like a collectathon if it wasn't a collectathon, and you just kind of were like on rails mostly through a level. So that was a bit disappointing. Middle of C tier for me. Honestly, maybe not even, maybe a little bit lower in C tier. It looked pretty, but other than that, it was a real letdown after Battle for Bikini Bottom. I am. And then we get to the Mario and Luigi games. And this is probably going to be my hottest takes for this tier list. Because I think people can understand like Final Fantasy XIV if I'm not an MMO guy and I didn't play very much. And I recognize that it probably should be higher. Like, that's not that controversial. But genuinely, I don't know if the older Mario and Luigi games are that good. There were some real hair-pulling moments. One was mostly fine until the final boss, which was real bad. 2 was the one that was like fine all the way through. 3 had some pain points with the Bowser battles. 4 had some various pain points. 5 lesser pain points, but still there. And then Brothership was the only one that I'm like, hey, this is tuned well. So maybe like 1 goes top of C tier. 2 goes above that. 3, the Bowser one. I liked the as much as this sounds like a fucking kink goof, I liked the Vor mechanics. And the pain point was annoying, but not as annoying as the final boss in 1. I maybe also can just skip ahead and do all the Mario and Luigi games now, out of order. Dream Team... probably a little above. I don't think Dream Team was as bad as far as pain points. It was just like by that point I was getting like fatigue. And then Paper Jam, probably same thing, a little bit better. Partners in Time for me just was the least painful. And then
Why?
Brothership actually would go somewhere in B.
Why is Dream Team, Paper Jam, and Bowser's Inside Story all have like the same cover?
Because they have like a thing going for it. In like like 1 had a cover, 2 had a cover, and then 3 onwards there was like a style, and you can see Brothership also has that same kind of like white thing going on.
Oh, I don't like it as much.
It's I kind of like the consistency, but by itself it's not that interesting. I'd probably put that like above Mario RPG. A little bit better. The story's still like not as interesting as Paper Mario. It still feels a lot more vanilla, but it also got really cool right at the end. Inside Bowser sounded like the best one overall. The concept, maybe. Implementation, pain points and stuff. The order I have them in now. Brothership was the best. Partners in Time, you know, was still kind of in like this area of tuning, but didn't really have any main pain points. And then Paper Jam, Dream Team, Bowser, and Superstar Saga all had some pain points in that order of least painful to most painful. Star Wars Outlaws is... Hey, you know what? I'm rethinking some of these too. I feel like, I don't know, the bottom of B and top of C is blurring for me. I think I want Outlaws somewhere in the bottom of B. Maybe above Battle for Bikini Bottom, because there's a lot going on. It was a little messy. I'm biased towards liking Star Wars, but the stealth was kind of a pain. They've since fixed some of that. I haven't played that yet because I haven't played the first DLC. I'm waiting for the second DLC, and then I'm just gonna get another month of Ubisoft and play through both of those. But it's definitely like my least favorite recent Star Wars game. I didn't... Not at all for the same reasons that all of the gamer bros hate the fact that there's a female protagonist. I'm fine with her being a female protagonist, but she was kind of just like... She was really like, we have Han Solo at home.
Tell her to stop it.
If Han Solo is like a nice, refreshing Coke, she's like a Coke that's kind of gone flat and sat out for a few days.
Like flat Diet Coke.
Yeah. The little fuzzy salamander guy was cute though. I liked him. I liked having a little creature.
I've never been much of a Star Wars guy. So my only thing I will say about this game is, what if it was called Star Wars In-Laws and I hated visiting them? Am I right? Alright, anyway.
Oh, and then we're on Astrobot. Yay. This should not be a surprise to anybody because this is probably going to be my game of the year for 2024. But this is going the highest of anything that we have ranked so far.
That's crazy.
Nearly a perfect game.
That is crazy.
No, it's so good.
Little man running around built into the PS5 for free beats out.
It's not.
Baldur's Gate? You kidding me?
It won Game of the Year for a reason. I'm not alone in this thought.
That's
No.
insane.
I understand. I understand the winning Game of the Year, but I disagree. But I'm only happy that FF7 didn't win, mainly because I have a friend who's the ultimate FF7 hater, and I don't want to have to hear him go on about it for a decade.
This is one where it is succinct, and I want more, and they are slowly adding DLC levels, so we'll have another batch of those to play through in a couple weeks. But it's the one pain point I had is because I fucking forgot I had a time-stopping clock on my back, and if not for me being forgetful about that, I would have had no complaints and would have had a completely positive experience all the way through. It's like Mario where they introduce mechanics and then like they could use them longer if they wanted to, but they keep doing great new stuff. So like it's fresh the whole way through.
Balatro was robbed. That is all I will say.
I haven't gotten to that, but I definitely want to.
It is. Honestly, if it won Game of the Year, I would have recorded myself busting ropes on Twitter. No question. I love Balatro. Insanely good game. Also, just very creative premise. I like it.
Yeah, I get what it is on a basic level, but I still don't really have a solid idea entirely since I haven't played it yet.
So peak.
Plucky Squire is up next. That one, I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but it didn't quite live up to the hype for me. Not that I would say like it was overhyped or anything, but just my own personal desires for it. Joe doesn't enjoy number go up in gambling as much as the world. I enjoy gambling a little bit because of MiHoYo.
Man, but it's so good.
Somewhere in bottom B tier for me. It was cute, it was short, but it was kind of basic. The puzzles were a bit too handholdy.
That's what people describe me.
The fact that would soft locked even be the right term? I soft locked myself on my first stream and then had to like replay that between then and next time was annoying. And then even on that second stream, I got to a thing at the end where there was like, I don't remember if it was like a cherry bomb or a little stick of dynamite or something, but there was like some sort of memory leak where, and I'm kind of using that as an I don't quite know if that's the right term thing, but like the fuse on that little explosive thing would stay. And then I would like go on for another 5 minutes and then it would crash on me. And I did that a couple times to the point where I finally managed to get the fuse to go away. And then I was able to progress. So that was a little bit annoying. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is another A tier. Probably between Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin. Really kind of basic in terms of the sandbox, since it's like summoning monsters and then like stools and things. But I was really enthralled with this. You can tell because I played it for 5 days in a row and like did some extra late night weekend streams because I just didn't want to not be playing it.
I mean, it was a puzzle game, right?
Basically, yeah. It's the same art style as the Link's Awakening remake, and I'm sure reuses a ton of assets from that. But you go around with her little rod, and then basically you have memory that expands over the course of the game that you can spend on summoning different objects and creatures to accomplish different things in the world. And in a very like Breath of the Wild inspired way, it's very open in terms of where you can go. It's very open in terms of what you can do, how you can solve puzzles. You would like it in the sense of there's a lot of cheesable solutions. And so if you figure out
one way to solve something.
Yeah, if you can figure out those cheesable solutions, then you're Gucci. Like a popular one that I used is if I need to go up, I can either build my way up to something, or I can summon a spider to crawl the wall, like magically lock myself onto the spider so that as he crawls the wall, I like come up with him.
Okay, I dig that.
So yeah, it's another not terribly long game, but it was really satisfying. One of the better puzzle games I think that I've played in a while. And props for finally giving Zelda as a like playable protagonist as well. I'm sure that's like extremely meaningful to like every little girl out there that is a gamer. Zelda, but with program executions. Dead Space remake. We did a one-off of this with Mama. She was struggling a little bit, so I didn't force her to play it more. Dead Space remake S tier? I don't know if Dead Space is S tier for me. Mid B tier, somewhere around there. Nothing wrong with it. I played the original all the way through. It's not scary. It's like jump scary. Yeah, your little necromorph guy. Is that meant to be a necromorph, or is there like something from Mortis?
Are you aware that Garden of Banban Zero dropped today?
Yes, Call Me Carson was streaming it while I was at work.
It's from Faith, yeah, okay.
Tomorrow.
All right, gotcha. I need you to play that.
I'll put it
Why
like
don't we
above just your
Why don't we-
arguments.
It's also free.
Why don't we play that tomorrow on stream?
I'm down.
Wow.
Down.
I will save the Call Me Carson VOD for after stream.
I'm sorry, it's not higher Nova.
Garden of Peak.
I would
Garden of
really,
Peak.
I really do want them to bring the series back. It sucks that they like
I
made
want
3
them to
an
bring back
action
the series
game
too. I really miss Garden of Banban.
and then killed it off and didn't make more. I'm gonna squeeze you.
This is
Okay.
truly the Yakuza 0 of this franchise.
This is true.
God, what if Kazuma Kiryu was in Garden of Banban?
Garden of Kazuma.
Garden of Kiryu.
Bayonetta 3. I'm not a super huge fan of like these kind of action-y Devil May Cry games gameplay wise, but like the vibes are amazing. I still love Violet's song from this. So probably between Dragon Age and Dead Space. The Spider-Manning in Bayonetta was fun. I am just a man who wants to be Spider-Man. So if every game could let me do that, that would be great.
I heard the gameplay is very fun in that, but a lot of people did not like its ending.
I don't even know that I can like fault them for it. I just wish it had gone a different way. That said,
I see you're playing Peak.
because it's Bayonetta and it's like very anime and stuff, I could see them coming in with like a Bayonetta 4 and like reversing some of that.
Watcher, if Kiryu's in Fortnite, which I don't think they will put him in Fortnite, because the reason that they didn't want to put him in Smash Brothers or Tekken is because I forget the head of the Yakuza team said that he doesn't want to have Kiryu hitting a woman, even though he's done that in the series before.
But like Miku's in Fortnite,
But
so
if they did put him, I would be playing Fortnite. I will be there. I will be there to purchase Kazuma Kiryu, despite not having beaten a Yakuza game yet.
One of these days I'll touch a Yakuza. I don't know when.
Zero's really fun. Meanwhile, he slaps a child. Yes.
Your Honor, this is BS.
They don't want him hitting women. But if they're underage women, then it's fine.
oh, that's chill.
Star Wars Death Troopers. Definitely D tier. I don't know if it should go above or below the Dead Space remake. Technically this is like 2 little mini games that I'm kind of smushing into one. It's like fucking, you know, the first one was like you're in a hallway, shoot stormtroopers. It was like 10 minutes. The second one was like Slender Man but Star Wars. I was a little bit annoyed at the lack of like options in like the fact that I couldn't like skip cutscenes and shit like that annoyed me. Death Trooper actual lore story, but it's Left 4 Dead. Well, it's the idea of this is based off of an old canon book called Death Troopers, with like a zombie virus that overtakes a Star Destroyer. And then Han Solo is there. Doom Eternal DLC. Probably around Dead Space. I don't know if I guess I like Doom a little bit more than Dead Space because the combat is very interesting and fast and fluid. And there's like big cool set pieces. Yeah, not really a ton you need to say there. Dark Ages should be cool. I'm glad that's coming to Game Pass. I'm excited to ride a dragon. Metaphor ReFantasio is going to be up in that like top of A tier category. Probably again should put it above Baldur's Gate just because I haven't fucking finished Baldur's Gate. Do I like it better than Final Fantasy is the question. I was it's hard because I know Final Fantasy VII so well, and this was like brand new. I don't know. I don't know. It's a very close contest between them. I think maybe Final Fantasy takes the cake though, by a slim margin. Metaphor had some really cool stuff going on with the art style and the UI. It was like a fresh take on Persona, which was neat. The game worked really well in general. And it gets some points for also streamlining the Persona stuff, besides like having a unique take. It also just like added some good quality of life aspects. But 7 Rebirth is really pretty hard to top. Despite Cloud being a bottom.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Not in my heart.
Control.
What game were you even talking about? I was tuned out.
Metaphor.
What does that have to do with Cloud?
I was debating whether or not I put that above Final Fantasy. They're very, very close. But I said Final Fantasy VII wins out by a slight margin.
Yeah, because Cloud's on top.
He's not. Ever.
Here he is. Here he
No,
is.
he's the bottom.
No, if he's
Just
inside me,
you,
he's not.
just you wait until you reach the part in the game where Sephiroth tops him.
No.
Okay, Control. Somewhere around Final Fantasy 16 and Jedi Survivor. I hate the Sephiroth sex minigame. Yeah, I know. You know me, I hate minigames. And that one was always a real doozy. I think Control beats out Jedi Survivor by a bit because it was more concise in a good way. It didn't have as much bloat. But I do agree with the way that I was sold on this via Jesse Cox, as in like it's the best Star Wars game you've ever played that's not a Star Wars game. For having force powers is cool. And as someone who is like very interested in SCP stuff, but has not really more than dipped my toe in that, it was cool to like have some of that here via that game. Dragon Age Veilguard is going to be somewhere around bottom of A tier for me. The combat got a bit formulaic and repetitive. But I did enjoy this a lot overall. I think my only other complaint is that it kind of like ended on a bit of a wet fart again. Like the ending was fine, but there was no falling action. There was no epilogue. You like win the final battle and then it's like sunset, game over. And they needed to like, you know, give me like a, hey, here's kind of what the characters are going to go do next or something like that. So maybe honestly where it is, bottom of A tier, under Cyberpunk. Yeah, maybe just above Cyberpunk. Sonic X Shadow Generations is another A tier.
Peak.
Because Generations was already really good, but they not that I really noticed, but I have been told that base Generations is like marginally improved, and then the Shadow campaign is even better than that in terms of just the game plays a little bit better. The levels were a little bit samey in my mind. Shadow's levels, like the vibe was the same for all of them, but it still played really well. Maybe bottom of A tier beneath Cyberpunk, but still a very strong showing. And Marvel Rivals is going to be another A for me. I'm really enjoying Marvel Rivals. I expect like most long-term service games, I'll probably come back in like a year and be like, B. You know, it'll probably degrade over time, my opinion of it. But I'm enjoying this more than I ever enjoyed Overwatch. I'm enjoying playing it with like everybody I know except Cass. Yeah, I don't know where I want
enjoying
it.
playing it with Cass?
No, I hate playing it with Cass.
Oh.
Yeah, same.
Why?
Because, you know.
I don't.
Yeah, for I just to give context, Cass will not play it. It would be so lovely to play it with Cass, but they won't play it.
Oh.
Damn bit same. Hi, Cass.
For a second, I thought we were like throwing shade.
No,
I wasn't sure if you were picking up on that or not. I was gonna make up a joke and be like, oh, you know, Cass has the eye patch, so their depth perception isn't great for shooters. Hi. You're probably recouping from Vegas, but if you feel like yapping, you're welcome to climb in here. But
oh
no
yeah, I
pressure.
forgot you went to Vegas.
I'm probably gonna dip out sometime shortly anyway, so I can get to bed.
Yeah,
so
no worries.
Take my spot.
Yeah, we're approaching the end of the tier list anyway.
Yeah,
we have gotten Somni for Marvel Rivals. In fact, he's supposed to be around tonight. He said he would be, but I haven't seen him online, so he might be showing up later. I don't know. But where do I put this in A rank? Let's say above Mario Wonder, so like middle A.
Rivals?
I really like it. I'm having a really good time with it.
That's insane. You're putting
I agree.
you are putting Rivals above Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
that's insane.
I granted, when I sat and played Cyberpunk pre-stream, I did my typical pre-me streaming game experience where I like gooned on it for a month. But like, I can't, like, I can't separate the fun I'm having with my friends on Rivals from it as a game by itself. But even as the game by itself, it's doing some really good stuff.
Yeah,
I've been playing most of that game by myself.
Your opinion's invalid because you have 7,000 hours in it. So
400, buddy. All right, first things first.
Literally, I like
fucking insane.
I get off of
game above Cyberpunk is crazy.
I'm gonna be real, Aloe. I already don't like games that are that long, anyways.
Listen.
That's way more of a bias for me.
Oh, you don't like games that are that long, but you're happy to put 500 hours into Rivals? That's crazy too.
Well, yeah, because it's low commitment.
But you've given it a lot of commitment.
Yeah, if I'm not required to commit that much, I'm way more willing to.
I did think it was very funny getting off my morning meeting at like 10:30. Actually, no, I didn't even have a morning meeting. It wasn't. So 10 a.m. I'm on my computer. I look in Discord. First, she's playing Marvel Rivals, and I'm like, huh.
All right, because I got to work from home today. All right, 1 day a week. 1 day a week, I get to work from home. I'm
low commitment sounds like bronze.
And I'm not going back to Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm sorry. I'm not. You could not pay me to pick up Master Duel.
I still think it's insane putting Rivals that high.
At the end of the day, this is a me tier list.
Yeah, and you're wrong.
I'm sorry. I also just I mean, you know, I'm a little biased against Cyberpunk.
It's
specifically.
I don't dislike Cyberpunk. Again, I just feel like out of the games in A rank, I maybe just wasn't booming about it as hard.
That's just insane to me.
Listen, Aloe, it's the perfect game for you. There's a dick slider and you get to be in a dirty city. It's your favorite things.
It's perfect. How is Rivals the perfect game for me? I don't know anything about half the people on that fucking thing.
Cyberpunk, you goober.
Okay, yeah.
You get to be in a grungy city with technology. That's all you ever want.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then what? And then you wanna be Spider-Man and get the shit beat out of you by.
I want to be Spider-Man, swing around in Valhalla in Asgard, fucking slide up to my homie Human Torch, and fucking make out and blow him in the air. And then he blows me up with 69.
Because some gooner that's playing like one of the other characters is just beating the shit out of you over and over.
Why do you have such a problem with a competitive multiplayer game being high on the list?
It's a live service game, and he was shitting on. No, right. You were shitting on Fortnite for the exact same criticisms that I can throw at Rivals, but you're like, no, it's fun though.
Distinctly no. Marvel Rivals is not pioneering loot boxes and the destruction of the games industry via live service. They give you all the characters for free. Like,
I'm also gonna say this. Why didn't you have a problem when he put like Zenless or Genshin up?
I did.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
The Zenless, putting it next to Genshin, I'm sure he can understand the logic with that, but he didn't like that I put Genshin as high as I did. The problem is, Hershey, these are...
Like live service games should be exempt from this shit.
But I think Marvel Rivals is like, even if we look at the battle pass and stuff, it's very good value for what it costs comparatively.
But it's still got the same downfalls, just in a different way and not as aggressive.
I think I don't disagree with you that, like, on principle I don't like live service games, but Marvel Rivals is like the least offensive live service game I've seen.
That seems like a really shallow reason to like bar it from review.
Yeah. The problem is, Hershey, I put a game that he kind of doesn't like above a game that he really likes.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Because it's insane to me.
I really value having fun with my friends. I don't get out a lot. I don't do a lot. So when I get to be like, yippee, I kick my toes and I play Marvel Rivals with my friends and I have fun, that has a lot of value.
To me, this is like if you were a fucking movie reviewer and you put like The Room above Titanic or something.
I mean, it doesn't. But
tier list your friends. Tier listing my friends on how much they like Marvel Rivals. Hershey, S tier.
Probably B.
Cass, bottom tier.
I think it's just okay.
Alaprax, cranky tier.
Mental illness is what this is. This is
the scorching hot list.
Mental illness.
Let's move on from that. Frogun. Frogun was a cute little indie thing. Minor gripes, but like nothing too bad. Probably like bottom of B tier around with Plucky Squire. This is now getting too big. We can't say everything at once. Frogun Encore, on the other hand, they made it co-op and then they locked the camera, but the camera locking was like a really big L in my mind. So I'm probably going to put that like below Frontiers, above Cosmic Shake. High on Knife, the DLC to High on Life. Probably, again, somewhere like bottom of B tier. If you don't like Rick and Morty humor, this game is not for you, but I do, so it's fun. But it's not
average
like
millennial opinion.
It's not anything like too crazy. Hi, sweet. If you feel like yapping, you're welcome in here anytime. We'll be getting to Marvel Rivals very shortly. Where do I put it on here? I'm gonna put this maybe like above Battle for Bikini Bottom. Fly Knight is probably, in terms of like my take on it versus how short it is, like very high. Very, very cool for being very short. So I'm maybe gonna put that like up with Lethal Company and Cult of the Lamb, honestly. And Undertale Yellow. Maybe just below Undertale Yellow. Because I don't want to undersell Undertale Yellow too much. But Fly Knight having co-op and having the specific combinations of things that it did, RuneScape graphics, co-op, Dark Souls gameplay, was very fun. Literally downloading right now, excited to see Flamewind's booty cheeks. Yeah. I dig his whole, like, I want to kiss everybody thing. Even though I'm pickier than that. I still like the vibe. Tiny Terry... Well, I'm gay. And he's like pan or something.
Oh.
Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip. Probably below Sonic, above Frogun. Nothing wrong with it. Wasn't quite my cup of tea. A little bit aimless. I wanted it to be more of a collectathon rather than like, hey, what if you just round money to buy things?
It sounds like they came up with the name before the actual game.
Well, the name and the game vibe fine because you get money to like boost your car and then you go up a really big ramp and launch into space. But again, just a bit grindy for like what I wanted. Wario Land 4. No way, Spider-Man above my boy Clive. Hi, Parky. Spider-Man was like pretty peak though.
Spider-Man.
Like Astrobot, I think is going to be my game of the year for 2024. But then Spider-Man, Final Fantasy, Metaphor, Baldur's Gate, Paper Mario, all of those are like 0.1% apart from each other. Like they're all. They should really all be like in an A+ tier. I'm just not going to add more tiers at this point.
If we can whoop Spider-Man.
Wario Land 4. C tiers may be a bit low, so maybe like between Bikini Bottom and Plucky Square. I liked it. It was more like maze-like than I remembered, which was not quite to my taste. So I'm interested to see how I feel about Pizza Tower in comparison.
Pizza Tower is much more speedrunny.
Sweet.
But I like both of them a lot.
Pasted like Tobey Maguire as my Spider-Man.
I've liked each of them a little bit more progressively. I like Andrew Garfield a bit more than him, and I like Tom Holland a bit more than them. But I like all of them.
I like it when Mr. Go Ray just lore drops a bunch of stuff about the comics to me, and I'm like, "Hey, is this because of this?" And he'll either go yes or he'll go no, and then lecture me.
So, he likes the comic stuff too.
And our final game here is Elden Ring Night Rain, which I got to play the network test of. Regular is an A. This is also going to be an A.
Also, Aloe, it can't be B. It has Hawk Tua in it.
Honestly, I'm debating.
What do you mean it has Hawk Tour in it?
There's like a Birdman.
There's an eagle guy in it, and people keep just putting a picture of his stupid face and going Hawk Tua.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine. Let's C tier.
I literally already have like one of my streams pre-titled Hawk Tua or Night Rain.
That's gross.
Hawk Tua rain on that thing.
It's I was debating though whether I put it bottom of A or top of B because I like it. I like that they rogueliked Elden Ring. I was a bit annoyed at the lack of, I say lack of in quotes, tutorial. There was one. I just had to go find it, but I didn't because I was like, oh, I only have an hour. I gotta hop into network test, and then I still don't entirely understand everything. It's like a bit shaky. It's gonna be better with friends, but I mean, I did manage to get a win in my second time playing it. The second time I played the playtest. So it's a little shaky, but we'll see how it goes. I imagine much better with learning and communication. So I think for now, bottom of A tier. Bomb, sleep on that thing.
Yeah.
So that's my tier list. I am gonna see if I can zoom out slightly because I have creatures here on the bottom. Oh, I guess not quite because we got to pick our S tiers. I have a cheat sheet here to help me.
Marvel Rivals and S tier.
What was what year? Year 1.
Wait, low key.
Yes.
Marvel Rivals is my S tier.
Can we
like?
It definitely gets an honorable mention, but it's not going to be my S tier.
Can I put Cyberpunk lower?
Oh.
I'm sending an anthrax letter to both of your houses.
Go ahead. I won't be the one that opens it. I ain't gonna be the one that opens it.
He's mad that I'm not gooning on Cyberpunk as hard as he wants, even though it's literally an A tier.
I'm not. I'm mad that you're glazing Rivals as much as you are.
Yeah.
By the way, he does this every year.
And hold on. In the wise words of Mr. Alloprax, get over it, liberal. Got him.
Ooh.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just crazy to me that you're like, yeah, but it's not as bad as Fortnite, and so it goes in A tier.
Oh, I disagree with where he has Fortnite, but
No. I enjoy it on its own merits. Also, addressing the argument of it being a live service game, it is objectively not as bad as Fortnite.
I don't disagree that it's better than Fortnite in terms of like not being as bad as a live service game. I just don't think it's deserving as being anywhere near that high up.
Also,
B tier at the most.
Unfortunately, Aloe, Cyberpunk is woke, so
B tier at best. Marvel Rivals is woke. It's got women in it.
yeah, but Cyberpunk lets you play as a woman.
listen, Aloe,
Yeah, but so does Rivals.
another
No,
huge...
no. Hold on, it's different. Marvel Rivals lets you control a woman.
Another huge factor for me, Aloe, is that in Fortnite, someone is just gonna like...
gross saying that. I'm sorry.
Someone's gonna goon you with a sniper rifle, and then you're dead, and you lose, and you have to start the whole game over. In Marvel Rivals, if you
Okay.
die, you just come back.
In Marvel Rivals, you get the shit beat out of you over and over by some gooner that hasn't left his chair in 7 weeks and is crushed into it with his shit.
Couldn't
It's
be
the
me.
same thing. It's the
Couldn't-
same thing. You
Literally
just prefer
couldn't be
it more
me.
because it's got fucking liberal characters in it.
I literally just laid out another reason why I prefer it more.
It has
Yeah, and it's an
Punisher.
obvious
It has
reason.
liberal characters in it.
Aloe, as I say every year when you fuss, you're welcome.
Your reasoning is ass and like kind
This
of
is my
hypocritical.
tier
It makes
list.
no sense.
Oh,
How
all
is
right,
it-
Aloe, what's your,
how is it
Aloe, what is
hypocritical?
your point?
How is it
Aloe, what is your
hypocritical?
point? What is your
What is
point?
my
His
point?
reasoning is ass. I like ass. What's your point?
My point is, it's not
seen Cloak
it's
and
not
Dagger's
nearly
ass?
as good as you've put it up. It should not be in A tier. B at the
Wait.
highest.
Especially Cloak.
Yeah, her ass, like Cloak and Dagger's ass is wildin'.
That's
yeah,
not-
Cloak's
that's
ass? Cloak's ass? Are you kidding me? When he spins
Yeah.
around? Woo!
That's
Yeah,
not a reason to
yeah.
put it in A tier.
Yeah.
Aloe,
Yeah.
I like it, so it's staying where it is. You are welcome to make your own tier list and tell me how wrong I am.
Damn. So you're like, hey, you can persuade me, and then you just ignore it.
To
Liberal,
a point,
liberal.
you can persuade me to a
Actually-
point, but I don't agree with your assessment.
That is
Get
liberal reasoning. That is liberal reasoning.
Get more persuasive.
That
Liberal.
is liberal
got him.
reasoning. I've
Yeah,
been persuasive.
Aloe, get back in your pink
Uh,
little dress and persuade me.
How about you? How about you?
Okay,
persuade-
so what? So I'm supposed to hold myself out, and then you'll
Yes.
take me
Yeah.
on board.
By the way,
That's liberal reasoning too.
after I'm done streaming tonight, go to his YouTube channel and watch him be in a dress because he uploaded that.
how about you
Liberal
persuade some hoes? Got him.
Liberal reasoning. Liberal reasoning.
Uh,
Wear a dress and maybe I'll reconsider it. That's crazy.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like you will, by the nature of the dress, be more persuasive while wearing it.
What? So like I put on the dress and send you a picture of my balls. Then will you bring it down?
Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Looking at which games are which year, this is going to be a real boring S tier because it's literally just like scooting up Astrobot and Spider-Man. So there we go.
Astrobot was good. I liked watching it.
Astrobot was for sure my game of the year for 2024. 2023, it would have been between like Spider-Man and some of these other ones in A tier, like Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin. Probably those would be the runners-up after Spider-Man, but yeah, Spider-Man was real solid. I talked about it before, but both that and Astrobot were concise. They weren't too short, but they weren't bloated. Even though Spider-Man literally is an open world game, you get around like so easily and pleasantly. Yeah, so go buy PS5 and play both of those. Although Spider-Man actually just came out on PC, so as long as
is
the
it on
port-
PC now?
Yeah, I don't know if the port is any good, but if it's not busted, you can play it there too. It's one of those Sony like wait a year and then you can have it on PC games.
You know, I kind of want to do a list like this on my anniversary, but I feel like there's going to be way too many things that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I forgot I also played this, and I have to add it to the list.
Well, do you have any sort of long-term record of what you've done on stream?
Kinda. Oh, on stream specifically. Okay, that makes it much easier, actually.
Oh, well, it's your list. You can do on or off. There are a few other games here. I played Web Fishing, but that was on Aloe's channel. I didn't stream it. I played some Diablo and I played 4 specifically. I played some of that with Kiki. I played the new Mario Party with everybody in Chicago. I played Animal Well, which in hindsight, if I had like a really big chat, I think that would have been a good stream game to like source puzzle solutions, but it ended up being something where we just at a point we're looking up stuff, and so I think that would have been boring for stream to just, you know, have me over to the side for like 5-10 minutes at a time, being like, oh, what's happening? But it's cool. Play it, and also play the other game from Big Mode, Donkey's publishing thing. Something, what's it called? It came out in like 2017, and then it kind of like rebirthed now. Star of Providence. It's like a roguelike bullet hell or something. I feel like you might like it, Hirsch. It's on my to-do list.
I do. You know, speaking of bullet hell, I really want to play the Toho games.
I don't know that I have a burning desire, but I definitely feel like they're an important enough thing that I should check them out.
I just want to play them because when I was in Japan, it was everywhere, and I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm missing like a lot here.
That's the end of the tier list, everybody. Pretty good couple years of games. I'm not surprised by this, but I have good filters for what I want. So D tier is very, very, you know, small. There's not a lot in there. And to be fair, 2 out of the 3 are like teeny little experiences, and that's the main reason they're there, not because they're bad. And then Final Fantasy XIV, which is kind of like in there with an asterisk. Hi, Crit. We're gonna hop into Marvel Rivals in just a minute, though. So if you wanna come goon on some gamers with us,
Lamau, come.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any other closing thoughts. I think we'll have another good year of games coming up. I'm gonna put you in your crate.
No.
I'm gonna place a cucumber behind you and then compel you to turn around, and you'll be frightened.
Fucking, why do people think that cats are scared of cucumbers? They're not.
Because they are.
They're scared of No, they're not. They're scared of sudden environmental changes that they don't expect.
Well, but I thought they were snakes.
That's what I've heard.
No.
Ask Bomba how much you love my food tier list.
Oh, this man has some rancid opinions on food.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Joe's
Actually, before we do Rivals, can we talk about that?
Sure.
It upsets me more than like I'm trolling Aloe here, because I understand he has like a legitimate point, but I kind of just want to upset him. But
that is such Joe logic. Fuck you.
Because it's funny, all right. I'm tired of it being me.
Aloe, you're an oomphy. You're easy to harass.
No, you're a problem.
I mean,
are you blaming him wanting to bully you on me?
Yes.
Aloe does this thing where he thinks that I give everybody the cat brain disease and the goober bully disease, but no. It's a natural reaction to you.
Joe is not absolved of guilt here, but to say that I don't already have a somewhat of a fancy to do some trolling is insanely incorrect.
Toxoplasmosis. It's toxoplasmosis, but with him.
That's a big word.
It's allopraxmosis.
That's a big word.
Toxoplasmosis is when you get like the cat stuff in your head that makes you like love cats.
Freaky.
What?
It's the stuff that gets in your head.
Cats give you a mind control disease. Do you not know this? I've talked about this before.
They don't give me one.
Well, you've probably had it for years.
No.
Cats.
Anyway,
pick up your freakometer.
What are Crit's opinions that you rancid about?
You know what, Crit, put it in Joe's channel, please. I want Joe to pull this up just so I can just.
Yeah, sure.
It's not enough for me to just tell you why it's bad. He's about to ult. I am about to ult because you did a mad disrespect to my homeboy Culver's.
I don't know if I've ever had Culver's.
Culver's is it's so.
I love Culver's.
Culver's is so goated.
Say how about Rivals?
We left.
How about Rivals? You can't listen. You can't just assault my eyes like that.
Was that Culver's? Like, Cass, where did we go? Where did we like sit for a while with Tutu? and then we all like left and went to the airport.
It was Culver's, I'm
Slash
pretty sure.
Okay, I don't think I ordered anything. Maybe a drink, but I didn't have food. I don't think.
You guys went
Yeah,
to the
me and
Culver's by
Cass
O
got food.
Block.
No, we didn't. It was 4 miles from O Block.
Oh, it's 4 miles from O Block. Oh, I'm so
was
glad. It's
Culver's.
a much better
Okay.
neighborhood. Like, it doesn't matter. It's basically there.
Let's go ahead and switch over to Rivals 2 also.